Potential drinking usage of plant transpiration. All photos were taken by the student researcher. Desalination has become a very important topic in life, especially with the rising demand for fresh water. However, it is a very expensive and time-consuming process that it isn't very effective for a large number of people. One way to alleviate this problem is to collect drinkable water from plants. In this experiment, I collected drinking water from a church cap, a Gulf Coast persimmon, and a crepe myrtle. I hypothesized that the water collected would be enough to provide 10% of drinking water for a single person for a year. To collect water from the plants, I tied plastic bags around the plant using a twist tie. I collected the water between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on the first day. Afterwards, I cut the bags on the plants for a week. In the end, no significant amount of water was collected, therefore no further analysis was done. Only the surface area of the leaves was calculated. This was done using a graphical method involving integrals, as you can see in all these pictures. The church cap surface area was 151 centimeters squared. The Gold Coast persimmon surface area was 129 centimeters squared. The crepe myrtle surface area was 90 centimeters squared. The hypothesis that a crepe myrtle, a church cap, and a Gulf Coast persimmon could provide 10% of the drinking water for a single human for a year was rejected due to the lack of water that was collected. The failure to collect a significant amount of water may have been because of the small surface area used. Another reason for the small amount of water collected could have been because of the failure to tie the bags tight enough or even properly. In addition, the Gold Coast persimmon and the church cap are perennial plants, meaning they don't transpire as much. Also, the crepe myrtle is a deciduous plant, which means it does transpire a lot more than the Gulf Coast persimmon and the church cap. This is probably why there seemed to be a lot more water in the crepe myrtle's bag than there was in the persimmon or the church cap. Due to the failure to collect any water, this experiment should be done again with the bag encompassing a larger surface area of plants. One experiment on collecting water from plants showed that a large enough surface area could produce half a cup of water within a day. If a half a cup of water came from this plant every single day for a year, then it could produce 6% of the water that a human drinks in 1 year. But this doesn't include weather or seasonal effects. Therefore, the hypothesis that these plants could provide 10% of a water supply for a single human for a year was rejected. Overall, the project to collect water from a church cap, a Gold Coast persimmon, and a crepe myrtle have failed due to the small amount of water that was collected. In order to get more water, the surface area of the plants that the bags were covering should be increased. The same plant should be used to determine the differences between the amount of water that can be collected from a deciduous plant versus a perennial plant. For future studies, a long research study could show whether collecting water from plants will significantly affect the weather. These are my references.